And we should be live. Hopefully it's live. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm having to use a different microphone setup today. My lapel mic is broken for some reason and I don't know why. So here we are with this. I thought I'd just do this live. It'd be a lot easier and quicker to get it out to you guys. You may have already heard the news if you follow Arcade1Up stuff. The news is that they've finally told us what's going to be in each of the pinball machines. It's going to be 10 games apiece, which I think we already knew, but still, they finally came out and said what each of those games are going to be. I think you can already pre-order, or you could already pre-order the Marvel cabinet, but it's already been sold out on GameStop. So I thought I'd just go over what's going to be in each cabinet. I want to hear your thoughts on the cabinet. Also, it looks like we've had a leak, again, another leak of OutRun that now shows a sit-down style cabinet. We'll get to all that and more. But right now, let me see. I think I'm going to dive into... let's just go ahead and show this first video here about the Marvel Pinball. There won't be any sound, or it would be very low if it even plays anything. But this kind of shows a little bit of the cabinet. Zen Pinball is the one who's making the software for it. We'll get to how we feel about that later. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Hey, Riley's here. So it seems like everybody's talking about this pinball today, so I hope you guys aren't pinballed out, but thought we could at least go over some of it. And I am going to leave this up. This is going to be replayed on the channel, so if you're just finding this later, it's a weird format, but that's because I did it live, so I'm not talking to myself here. So we got the faux coin door, which we knew it was going to have. I mean, it just looks like a door, really, not so much a coin door, but that's fine. The recessed monitor is pretty cool, 24-inch. That's a little small, but it's good to fit it into small areas where, as you can see, your people are running out of space. It'll be good to have that smaller size, I think. Now, here's what I'm not so excited about. What it just showed there was I don't like the cartoony look and the characters that just pop up over the screen. I'd rather it look like you were really playing a pinball machine, but I get it. It's Zen Pinball. I wish they'd gone with... what is the other one? I'm forgetting the name now. Oh man, Pinball FX. I think Pinball FX maybe looks a little bit more realistic, but either way. Let me see. I want to show the picture. Let's see. Sorry, one second. I'm trying to produce here. So here's the info. Oh, wrong one. Here's the info about that. Let me bring that up. I don't know why it's not showing up. My apologies. There we go. Okay. So, here's the info sheet. They released this, I guess they released it officially, a sheet showing all the information per pinball machine. In this case, this is the information side that just kind of covers what each cabinet has. It has built-in solenoids for haptic feedback, which we already knew because they announced that. I'm excited to see how that feels. I want to know if it actually feels like a real pinball machine. Hopefully they're powerful enough. It's got a built-in accelerometer for a real nudge and tilt feature, meaning you could bump it and it kind of will move the ball around. I'm such a noob at pinball, I don't really know what the nudging is really for. I've had a few times when I was playing pinball machines where the ball gets stuck, but I assume that was just poorly laid out tables or maybe uneven tables, so we'll see what that's for when it comes out. It's mid-sized, as they call it, not 3/4 scale, just under 5 feet tall. That's a little weird. I guess that's the back, obviously the back board, which seems a little short to me. I was kind of surprised it was that short, but I think it'll match pretty much all of the normal Arcade1Up cabinets. And it's got a backlit back glass, which is very nice to have. I was hoping it wouldn't just be a dead back glass. I'd like that it's lit up. If it was going to be dead, I would have opened that thing up and put my own lights inside of it. The 8-inch rear panel screen, which is the, I guess your scoreboard screen, I think that's a decent size. It is what it is. I don't know if they're going to do anything other than show the score and press start and all the info that pops up there. I know some of the newer pinball machines actually have a real screen there that can show videos or other pictures, so I think they're going to mainly stick to that dot matrix look, though. Dual speakers with metal speaker grills. I don't really know where those are. I don't know if they're under the cabinet. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. They're in the... it's hard to see it on there, but they're actually in the back glass. I don't know what I was talking about. They're in the back glass, so they're facing you, which is good. I assume they're going to use the same ones they've been using for their new style cabinets where they have the two under the marquee. Those sound pretty good. They seem to be pretty powerful speakers, so it should sound good. We already mentioned this, recessed 24-inch high definition LCD playfield. The high definition part is important. If I don't know what the monitors are that are in these, but I don't think they're HD, or maybe they're like 720, but I hope when they say high definition they at least mean 1080p, and that's what I've seen before, so I'm gonna go with 1080p and hope it's 1080p. Replica pinball legs with adjustable feet. This is pretty cool because everybody's a different height. I'm probably the perfect height. My wife is too for this pinball machine. We seem to be the perfect height for the arcade cabinets. We're about, I think she's 5'6", I'm 5'7", 5'8"-ish. I don't know, somewhere around there. And I like that, but I like that you can adjust them to bring it up a little bit higher, hopefully for the tall players. I know the guys that are like 6'2" may not feel very comfortable leaning over on this thing. And that's another thing. Hopefully it's very sturdy, because you may be leaning on this, and I would hate for, maybe a year goes by of heavy playing where you're leaning and bumping it, and I just hope that they built it sturdy enough to where the legs aren't going to slowly snap off or something. Protective acrylic top with thin metal bezel. That's pretty nice. I hope it doesn't scratch as easily as the current Arcade1Up acrylics. The control decks are usually fine, but the monitor acrylic is like, you try to wipe that thing with a microfiber cloth, and you're gonna have scratches everywhere. So I hope that they went with like what's on the control decks, because that doesn't scratch nearly as much. And I guess it's got to be pretty thick, because if you push too much weight on it, it's gonna probably just bow or break. Thin metal bezel, that's great. I don't want to have a huge Toy Shock style bezel running around it. And anyway, so this is the part I'm confused about. Closed box. I'm assuming that just means everything's concealed inside. I don't really know what they mean by that. And then the dimensions. Are they talking about the dimensions of the box that it ships in? That's what I'm confused about here. If not, it seems kind of small, because I think, I don't know, you have to let me know what you guys think in the chat. I have no idea if anyone knows this for sure, but those dimensions seem odd to me. It seems more like the box that it ships in. Weight 90.39 pounds, so it's a hefty gal. But that's pretty good, I guess. And let's move on to, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the Star Wars games first, I guess. Star Wars games are going to be Boba Fett, A New Hope. Oh, my wife told me how to say this. I don't know much about Star Wars. Ahch-To Island, I think that's it. Darth Vader, Masters of the Force, Star Wars Rebels, Han Solo, The Force Awakens, and Empire Strikes Back. I did not realize this. Now, this may not be a fact yet, but I saw it on one of the groups that these aren't going to be replicas of the real pinball tables, because for one, I haven't heard of any of these except for Force Awakens. I think that was one, but that's kind of disappointing. I don't know. My wife is so excited about this. She's like, we're just going to get one. She doesn't care, but she may not even care that it's not replicas, but she just wants it in the house. So, and I'm on board too, because I like pinball, but I don't really care that much. I don't care that much about Star Wars. I had to say it quietly because she could hear me possibly. But still, if she wants a pinball machine in the house, hey, I'm not going to complain. I will take a pinball machine. I don't really care what the tables are. But yeah, it's a little disappointing if that's the case. And I don't like the cartoony look that Zen goes for. I just hope to see this thing in person soon, or at least a video of somebody who maybe gets one early, or them showing it off. I hope they don't have those little characters flying around the screen, which they probably will because they showed it in the trailer there. But that's fine. It's not going to bother me that much. I don't really want the score popping up as the ball's hitting stuff. I want to see the score on the back glass. We'll see how it goes, though. It's really tough to say what we're going to get here so far, unless somebody knows something I do not. And let's move on to the Marvel tables, and then I'll get to the chat in just a second. I'm glad we've got some people in here. I see all the usual names. I have no idea how many people are actually here, though. Okay. On the Marvel Pinball, we have Spider-Man, Civil War, Wolverine, X-Men, Thor, Marvel's Women of Power A-Force, Ghost Rider, Venom, Fantastic Four, and Fear Itself. I don't know what Fear Itself is. Sorry, guys, I'm not a Marvel guy either. I mean, I watch the movies, I enjoy them. I don't dive deep into the backstories. I'm just not I guess I'm not a real nerd after all. But anyway, same thing there. I think that those are going to be not real tables from what I've heard. I can't say for sure, but I don't think that they're copies of real tables that have been out before. And I guess all that's left now is to go to the Attack from Mars pinball machine, and this one is the one I've heard that is actual tables, which I do recognize a lot of the names. They are tables, they're just basically copies, but don't take my word for it just yet. I'm just repeating what I heard through the grapevine there. I don't think anyone knows 100% just yet. Unless, I guess these are already out for Zyn, so maybe that's where they're getting the information. I don't know, though. Attack from Mars Pinball game list is going to be Attack from Mars, Fishtails, which I remember that one. I remember the Getaway. Junkyard, I believe I've seen before. I've definitely seen Medieval Madness. Whitewater, I believe I've seen Whitewater. Red and Ted is one I've never heard of. Funhouse, I've definitely seen that one. Tales of the Arabian Nights, I don't know that I've seen that one. And No Good Gophers, I think I've seen that before. None of them really make me want to buy this pinball machine personally. I do like Attack from Mars. I like a lot of those really, but I'm fine with getting the Star Wars because thankfully I'm not, like I said earlier, I'm not married to any one of these. I don't care that much. And when your wife wants one for the house, don't argue, just go ahead and get the one she wants. I've got one more thing to show you guys for that part of it. And it's just a bunch of the pinball tables. It's like a slideshow here while I talk a little more about it. I think the art looks great on the Marvel cabinet, I can't remember, I think I said Marble. We've got of course, the actors who are not actually there. They just take the same picture over and over. Star Wars art looks good to me. My wife's excited about it. I've heard some guys say they hate the Star Wars art, but it looks fine to me. Attack from Mars looks, as far as I recall, pretty accurate to what Attack from Mars looked like. And yeah, so it's just going to keep looping there while we talk, I guess. I don't have much else to say about the pinball. I would love to hear from you guys in the chat. Are you guys getting any of these pinball cabinets or pinball machines? Which one are you getting? What do you like? What do you hate about them? Let me know, and we'll move on in just a second to the OutRun news. For now, I'm just going to address the chat. If you're watching this later, again, I'm sorry. Zach is here. Thank you, Zach. John Doe's here. We've got Bozo Calvin Jr. You wish they had Addams Family. I agree. That would be a great one. I'm sure there was a licensing deal with that probably slowed it down. Riley thinks pinball machines are funny. All right, Riley. I love real pinball machines. I would hate to own one. I mean, I'd like to own one, but I would hate it because the idea of if something broke in that thing, if you look at how much wiring goes into that, it's just outrageous. I couldn't imagine trying to fix that. I couldn't imagine just even troubleshooting the thing. So even if a light was out, I'd probably be like, good Lord, this looks intimidating. So it's kind of cool. I always thought if I was ever going to own a pinball, it would probably be a virtual pinball. I've never really played much virtual pinball, like on a real pinball table, or in a pinball table form. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we like it or not. My wife already said you're not modding the Star Wars, but we'll see how that goes. If it's one of those things that we start playing it and we're like, it's okay, who knows? I'm not going to just leave it there and be bored with it. If I want to, I'll probably build a computer or buy one of my computers, throw it in there and figure out how to wire it up. You know people are going to be modding these, so we'll see how it goes. Bozo says, yeah, you're going to mod it, but we'll see. Oh, Bozo just got the Ms. Pac-Man. Very nice. John, you're not buying any more Arcade1Up cabs. You're happy with the 3, and that's all you need. I understand that. Definitely understand all that. So I'm going to move on in just a second here. I'm keeping this quick because it is going to be replayed later on. Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the screen. So the last thing that we had today, and I believe it came out late last night or something, is I've already talked about the rumored OutRun cabinet. I've seen a picture of it. No idea if it's real. It could just be a Photoshop job. I've shown it on another stream, so if you want to see what I said before about it, it's just in the channel somewhere. You can go find it. It's one of the recent videos. But what popped up recently is this, a sit-down cabinet. It looks like it's from a store website. And it makes sense that it could be real, because this is how, if I was going to buy a racing cabinet, it's got to be a sit-down. I don't love that seat personally. I think it's awkwardly high from what I've seen. It's basically a rip-off of the Star Wars one. It's a replica, I guess. It's the Star Wars cabinet with the Star Wars sit-down, just themed as OutRun. Again, it could be fake, so please don't take my word that this is coming out. But there's been rumor after rumor about this coming, and it's starting to look more and more realistic. We'll see, though. But if I were to have a sit-down, I want like a full chair, like a car seat to sit in, to lean back and race. This looks like you're going to be kind of leaning forward at an awkward position, but again, beggars can't be choosers. This is all we may have coming. I don't know that I'd buy it. I actually have OutRun on my newly modded Star Wars cabinet. To be honest, I don't play it that much. I've probably played all the other games way more. But it's still a good game, and I could see why Arcade1Up would go for that, because when you watch OutRun boot on MAME, it's very quick. That's one of the things I wonder how they're going to work out in the future when they start moving into newer games that have boot up tests or just long boot up periods where you have to watch calibration. I assume they're going to work with Code Mystics. Code Mystics is going to somehow remove all that stuff, and that'll be that. I don't want to get too far off topic here, though, and I'm going to try to wrap this up soon because I don't want this to be way too long for people watching it later. Excuse me. Let's go to the chat. If anyone has any questions or anything you want to talk about as far as these two news pieces go today, please let me know. I'll leave this up on the screen. One thing I did notice about this is the picture is very grainy and very like low resolution, which looks unusual because the text looks like it's decent resolution, but I don't know. It looks weird. So it could just be a mock-up and somebody's messing with the fans who want this, but we've seen these leaks before. We saw NBA Jam way before it was ever announced in a leaked photo, so it's possible this thing's real. All right. I'm going to check up on the chat really quick before I wrap it up. John Doe's prized possession is his killer instinct. I fully understand that. I wish one day mine is going to be in the shot behind me here, but it's always over here and it's never in most shots. I love that cabinet. All right. You wipe it with a clean rag every day. Rock and Rolla RC is here. Bozo, you wish they would add Daytona USA. I do too. I don't know exactly how much power it takes to emulate Daytona USA. In a weird way, it's possibly good that they're not releasing it now, because I think they're only going to make these cabinets bigger, better. Hopefully they'll release this as a sit down and be like, okay, we can improve on this in the next generation. And then they'll start moving into, well, now there's a full seat on it. I don't really care if you have to pay $600 for it, $700, because eventually the hardware is going to need to be more powerful. And if you're going to do that, might as well add some added value, because most people don't think about the hardware. They just say, I want this game. And people are going to be freaking out when they see a very expensive cabinet. So I think eventually they're going to start building the cabinets a little bit heavier duty, adding more comfort features to them, like possibly a real seat. These things could end up just being real arcade, I guess, scaled down, thinner wood, real arcade replicas eventually. Now, again, they have to say scaled down because I could not fit them in my house. If I was going to go that route, I'd just go buy the real thing, which I would love to happen one day, but maybe not now. All right. The Grayton 2000 is here. The only cabinet John Doe would consider is Carnival. I can't wait to show you mine when it happens. I'm saving my money. I'm getting ready for it. We'll see. All right. Rock and Roll has got to work. Thanks for stopping by. Bozo, Spy Hunter is also a great game to own. Yeah, that would be a good one. So yeah, guys, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Oh, Zach, are there any pedals? Now, from what I've seen when I see the stand-up, and I don't have it available to me, I don't think. Let me look through my files on Streamlabs really quick, see if I can show you guys that one. Oh my lord, there's a lot of stuff in here. OutRun Sit Down is there. I don't know if I have it. Yeah, I don't have it to show you guys, but the pedals were coming off the front bottom of the cabinet, and I remember my joke was, you're going to walk by that thing and you're going to rip a pinky toe off catching one of those pedals. So I don't know. I hope they recess them into the cabinet, but who knows. And I would assume there has to be pedals. I'm playing with triggers now for the pedals on my Star Wars. That works fine, but I don't see them releasing something like that. That would be kind of crazy. I'd love it if they could somehow release Hydro Thunder. No need for pedals there, just a big throttle, but that's not going to happen. I can say that now. I've said a lot of things aren't going to happen, and they have. But if they can somehow do Hydro Thunder, I'd be just completely floored. You can't even emulate Hydro Thunder right now, the arcade, so there's just no way. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys for hanging out. If you guys watch this later, thank you for watching me ramble through the rest of this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments if you're watching this later. What do you think of the pinball machines? Which ones are you going to buy? Are you going to wait and see? I kind of feel like I'm on that path of wait and see, but I don't know. We'll see how. I don't think I'll get one right away anyway. I think I'll probably miss all the pre-orders. I'm not quick enough for that stuff usually. I'm usually out working or something and I can't get to the pre-order quick enough and they'll be gone. So maybe I'll see the first wave. If there's anything that's a deal breaker, we'll probably wait on it. But let me know what you guys think. Please subscribe if you haven't already. If you're just dropping in the chat, please subscribe. I make Arcade1Up, mainly Arcade1Up videos. I play old arcade games, talk about them, all that fun stuff. I can't wait to do a stream with my Star Wars cabinet. I almost think I should wait till I get the graphics card in it to add more games, but probably won't be able to wait. I am excited to play some like San Francisco Rush and all that with you guys. So maybe we'll do that soon. I have a lot of stuff. Thankfully, I have a lot of content just piling up and ideas for it. So that'll be kind of cool to finally have some stuff to push out. I just hit 5,000 subscribers. I'm going to do either a stream or an update about that coming soon. So stay tuned. Subscribe if you haven't already. And please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And thank you guys to everyone who showed up live. I will hopefully do another stream this weekend. If I have time, I'll do one playing some of these games. And we'll have fun. Thanks again, guys. I'm going to go ahead and end it now. Have a good evening, and it's Friday tomorrow, so that should be great.